Hey everyone. So I was doing a lot of thinking today about a topic that I feel is very important to talk about. And that is, how do you feel? Like, just take a minute right now to check in with your body and your mind, how you're feeling. Take a look at your life, your job, your relationships, your relationship with yourself, your family, your coworkers, your friends, your boss, where you live, and take a moment to check in with this. How is your life reflecting who you are? And how can, if you're wanting, so this message is really for you if you are wanting a different kind of life, if you are wanting something different for yourself, if the life you're living is not working for you. And that that starts with checking in. We're so busy going from A to Z every single day and then going to bed and then doing it all over again the next day. So we need to check in with ourselves to figure out what it is that we love about our life and what we want to change about our life. And I know from experience that I went from, on a personal level here, I went from being homeless to having a brand new house. But it wasn't overnight. And thankfully, because I I couldn't have gotten it overnight. It's the little steps in between that we take that's how we create and design our life. So how do you get from a broken place? And my experience is kind of kind of dramatic, talking about being homeless, but I literally lived in a homeless shelter with my oldest son for a month. And that was because I was in an abusive relationship, and we had nowhere to go. I chose him and chose to stay with him. I came to a point in my life where hi baby. I came to a point in my life where I was not happy at all with my life. And I knew I needed to change it. I didn't know how. And what started my transformation journey was knowing that I deserved more. It was choosing me every single time. And that may sound selfish, but it is not selfish. It's the most selfless thing we can do when we have kids, when we have anybody in our life. We cannot give anything that we do not have. And I was living in a space of, I'm not good enough, I didn't love myself, I was accepting everything that I thought I deserved, including relationships, including everything of my outside life was reflection of who I thought I really was or deserved. And I didn't I was empty, and my outside life reflected that. So how do you get to a place of feeling empowered? And an indicator of where you are in your life is you can take an inventory of the life you're living, the job you have, the relationship you have. Then take a look at how you're feeling. Where is it stored in your body? Usually when we're unhappy or when we're stressed, that's when our body signals to us. I see a lot of people in the massage therapy world who come to me when they've broken down. The key to transforming your life is to take it step by step by step, and I'll tell you how. To take it step by step every single day of choosing you, of choosing love, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But to get to that point before you break down is so key. So before I go into more clarity on that, so feel where it feels in your body. How is your health? Do you have upper back pain? Are you feeling like the world is constantly on your shoulders? Where are you feeling this in your body? Once we develop more body awareness, we can start tuning into our intuition. If we have no body awareness, which I was at that point, I had no body awareness. It wasn't till I took a meditation class where I felt connected to my body. So start by developing a connection to your body. And then we're going to rewind a little bit and we're going to go to, hey Freya. And then we're going to talk about the thoughts that we have. So we all have fear, we all have worry, but are you letting it drive the bus or are you taking control? The way we take control of our thoughts in our mind is by catching it, by having self-awareness, and it's choosing a different thought. So I used to sometimes I still catch myself in worry, in fear, and it's just it's part of the human experience. And the key is to really catch it. So talking about how to make this happen. How do we get the money in the bank account? How do we live the life of our dreams? How do we have our dream job or dream relationship? And it starts with choosing yourself. This sounds very simple, but we as humans, it's human nature, tend to make everything hard. So everything is a choice. To choose love, doing things you want to do, stopping doing the things that you don't want to do, hanging out with the people you want to hang out with, and not hanging out with people who maybe you feel drained or they suck your energy. It's doing one small step at a time. It's trying to figure out where you can develop the body awareness to be in tune with your intuition, because we are always guided, whether you believe in God, the universe, whatever you believe, we are being guided all the time. And we have these downloads, these $1 million downloads all the time. But if we're not tapped in and tuned in to our intuition and our guidance system, we're going to miss it. Or we're either going to miss it or we're going to let fear take over the bus, and we're not going to drive, and we're not going to do that idea that we have. We're going to say we don't have money to start that, or I don't have the resources to do this. I don't have the support to do this. Notice where catch yourself in the thoughts. And the thoughts is where it all starts, because the thought is you're planting a seed with every new thought. So if you take a look at your thoughts around doing something, if you have an idea, what are your thoughts about just starting it, taking one small step and then another small step and then another small step? Or are you letting fear and worry drive it? So it starts with your thoughts. So it's very simple, choosing a different thought over the fear or over the worry. Recently, I'll just give you an example of how this works. So recently, I have been, because I can be a worrier, and I was starting to worry about a trip that I want to take, a couple trips. I was worrying about the plane ride. I was worried about safety. Would everybody be okay if we go to this place? What things are we going to have to watch out for? And it's okay to be smart about things, but it's also, I'm not serving myself. I'm cutting my energy off by focusing on on worry or on fear. So what we can do instead is catch ourselves. Okay, I'm starting to have that worry again. So catch it and choose a different thought. Well, how is it going to be when I land at the place I want to land on, or take this class that I want to take, or go to that place I want to go to, or talk to that person I want to talk to. So envision, so we have the thought, we change the thought, and then it starts to change the feeling. So, okay, I'm starting to think these different thoughts. Oh yeah, that sounds really great. That sounds nice. Instead of playing worst case scenario, play out the best case scenario. What is the absolute best case scenario? And then imagine it getting better and better and better. And that's what happens. And our brain naturally wants to stay in what we know, what is comfortable. Another part that when you're on a new journey that can lead many people fall back on, including myself, I have been there, is when we start to go on a journey, it's so unknown. It's like taking a different path in the woods. We're so used to taking a path that we always take. It's laid out for us, it's comfortable, we know it, and then there's a waterfall over in the distance. It's about a mile away. And we want to go discover that waterfall, but there's no path that leads there. So how do we get there? Are we going to let fear and worry stop us? Maybe we're going to get lost. Maybe we're going to run out of water. Maybe we will never find it. Maybe, I don't know, whatever else we think of, worry and fear. Or do we just stay on the path that's comfortable, that we know we'll get our walk in and we'll go home? So when we do something completely new in our life, we're actually creating new neural pathways in our brain. Our brain is relearning and rewiring. So that's pretty awesome. Like, that's a miracle of how our body works. We can train, like literally train our brain to have the life that we want just by creating a new thought. So where in your life, like something to think about today, where are you in your life? So check in with your thoughts. What are the majority of your thoughts every single day? And without judgment, not judging, but just where are your thoughts? Next, check in with your feeling. How generally, in general, does my body feel? And then check in with your life. How is my outside life reflecting who I really am? Is this a reflection of who I am? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. So, and it all comes down to choosing a different thought. So join us at our next meditation class this Sunday at 2 o'clock, about an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm going to talk about, the whole class is going to be themed about choosing a different thought to create the life that we want, the life that we dream. So I hope you all are well, and let me know how you like this video and what you got from it. Thanks.